Are we live?
Yeah. You gotta refresh the page, probably.
Can you hit it real quick? Guys, we are checking to make sure that we are live.
Oh, there it goes.
And when we find out we're live, I'm gonna start talking. And I'm gonna start talking because it looks like I'm live. First off, before we get started, this is off the cuff. Have a visitor here, Ed from Showtime SPL and Spartan Innovations. And we don't really have anything planned for this. This is just gonna be kind of a fun video. We just thought, hey, we'll show you guys some of the new products from Spartan Innovations and also have Ed talk about the Old School SPL Challenge, which Ed, those of you who may not know or may not remember from our interview of Ed on 12 Volt Talk, Ed has got an extensive knowledge of SPL over the years and won several championships.
Been to a bunch of championships, DB Drag World Championships. Been a points champion, but never anything beyond that.
He's, yeah, he's just being humble about it. He's an expert in the matter. So what I wanted you guys to understand first is what the Old School SPL Challenge is. And if you look in the video description, once this video completes, we'll have a link to the Facebook page where we talk about that challenge and the different classes and why we're doing what we're doing. Because a lot of people say, well, you should do this, you should do that. And we're trying to make it so it's fun and also so more people can join in. You know, some people wanted to do really old amps. We're like, well, not everybody can get those. So we want to do something that more people could join in. But Ed actually brought one of the MTX amps that he used back in the day. And I was going to let him talk a little bit about this particular amp maybe, and then maybe some of the suggestions he may have for the Old School SPL Challenge and see if it would help you guys out. So Ed, what can you tell us about this amp?
Well, this is one of the ones I used out of my first World Finals vehicle, and I built that one in 2002, went to World Finals in 2003. It's an MTX 81000D. Some people might know this amp. Its successor was the 1501D, which I had 8 of those to 2 woofers in a walled car, and they were modified because this amp has a suppression circuit. We know modern amps have a clipping light. Instead of having a clipping light, they had a suppressor that when it clipped, it would cut the signal. It was annoying, not good for SPL. So you go in there and you just desolder that the resistor on that circuit, and you can overdrive it. So these amps are at the limit for the Old School Challenge, which is 500 watts at 4 ohms by 1 at 4 ohms. That's what it's rated. These amps, in a way, they were a cheater amp because you can load them down to like 1 ohm or even lower back in 02 and 03. And I was getting, if I remember, just about 2100 watts out of each one. So in my mind, it's a good amp for this challenge. I'm going to use this one on 2 Old School strokers, I'm thinking.
Wow.
12-inch Old School strokers. So
That sounds cool. I mean, the amp is beautiful to begin with. Ed definitely is taking care of it. He still has the burst sheet and the box and everything that comes with it. It just looks fantastic. But so Ed, as far as this obviously is kind of like you said, the top end because we're only going up to 500 watts. Because what we're looking to do is trying to get people to figure out how to get more SPL out of lower wattage,
right.
either using more woofers or whatever. But what would you say? I know that you got the Rockville 18-inch subs for the $150 SPL challenge. Do you have any tips for people about how to get more SPL from lower wattage?
Yeah, well, I've been doing some tests, and shout out to Exo Contralto because he's been testing with me on some efficiency type things. And what we've been finding is that woofers, even though they're more expensive with a stronger motor, can make as much or more SPL on lower power than like a super efficient woofer. But something like the Old School stroker I had has incredible motor force. So if you're looking, especially Old School woofers, they weren't stacked up. They were more the larger diameter motor. Like the PPI flat piston pros had that and stuff like that. So choosing a woofer that has a strong motor has been like very advantageous for us in that sense. And then mixing that with an amp. You know, another good amp is the 2300, the MTX 2300 or 2600, depending if it's Road Thunder or the Thunder Pro, whatever. Rated at lower power than this, but those were beasts.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Absolutely were a beast. And I've actually done a dyno test on the 2300. You can check out my channel, and I'll link it again below. So those are great tips, Ed, for how people can join into excuse me, I was going to say the $150 SPL challenge, because we talked about that earlier. The old school SPL challenge, and just have fun. That's what it's all about. Trying to get people to take some of these amps off the wall.
Yeah.
Maybe find some stuff off Craigslist they can use.
This was sitting in a box since 2002, 2003. I'm still not sure if it works 100%, but we'll test it and play around. Unfortunately, got a little water in the box, so we'll see. If it doesn't work, I'll have to fix it, because it's a good amp. Get it out of there. It's not going to sit in a closet anymore. It's going to go to use. I'm going to have fun. If this stuff makes you smile, you want to pull it out of the closet and give yourself a smile again.
Yeah, and Ed may or may not know this, but after we do this live stream, we're going to hook this up to the amp dyno, and this possibly could be a future video. So you guys stick around and watch for the future for that. But also, while Ed is here, we want to talk about some of these cool products that his new company has come out with. And Ed, I'm just going to kind of let you tell us what we have here, and I'm going to go grab the camera, and I'm going to let you hold this.
All right.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get people a closer up shot of what we're talking about here, and you can explain your products and what's going on.
All right. Then maybe after we'll field some questions, because it looks like you got a whole bunch of comments popping up there on the screen. So let's go and let's maybe talk about this guy first. What do you think? This is a relay box. This is on the market now, and what this is the Sparked Innovations RBX 4CH, which means relay box 4-channel. You can see 4 switches there. So we carry the switches. We make cables that plug directly in. So when you hook this up to your power, you now have 4 outputs that are switched, diode isolated, fused to add any 12-volt accessory. So turning on multiple amplifiers, turning on LED lights, cooling fans, air horns, air ride, whatever you have, that's a 12-volt accessory. If you do not want to use a switch, you can use the terminal strip and go to a positive trigger, like your remote turn on, like a dome light, like a fog light switch, whatever it is that you're adding, you can have a trigger there. Like I said, it's fused, 15 amps per channel. Now, one of the things I wanted to add in for customability is the ability to change the LED color. We also offer different color tops. So if you have a blue car, this is great. It has blue LEDs. If you have a red car, we can get you a red top and change the LED color to red. Green, all that stuff.
Ed custom designed this one for blue because he knows what color my car is.
Heck yeah, it matches right there. And we got the blue XS power wire there too.
Love it.
The other thing is it has a constant output through a fuse and a ground post, so you can use it for distribution of small accessories. Like if you're adding a DSP that needs a constant ignition and ground, you don't have to run a new wire for the new DSP you're going to add to your system. You just all go right there. So it's convenient, and I think it's pretty looking.
I think it looks really sweet, and actually this is going to be very useful for my bench.
Oh yeah.
So I'm glad that you brought this by, Ed. What about this other mighty funky looking device you have here? Tell us about this.
All right, so this is not released yet, but some of our dealers are doing it on pre-sale, and that's Ohmie. This is my Ohmie. What up, Ohmie? And the reason we call it Ohmie is it doesn't do anything to limit like impedance rise or anything. It actually just switches between series to parallel wiring on your woofers. So you have an input from your amplifier, and it can be 2-channel, or it can go to a mono amp. Goes through relays that are remotely switched from a little dash-mounted switch, and you have voice coil 1, voice coil 2, the other channel, voice coil 1, voice coil 2, and it'll switch between series and parallel on the fly. So if you wanted, say, an SPL mode and drop down to a quarter, but your amp only likes 1 ohm daily, well, then you go back to daily mode up to 1 ohm. So there's other uses too, but that's going to be the main use, is to go from series to parallel daily to like an SPL or competition mode. This one, we got the LEDs in the bottom and frosting it. We're trying to get some design instead of having a metal box to make it look cool, and it'll light up the base. Instead of having one LED, the whole base will light up different colors for the different modes. It also has a slave master, so if you only have, or if you have 12 woofers, you can add 6 of these and have them all from one switch. couple other features, timer for your remote turn on of the amp, so the switching doesn't affect the amplifier. It'll turn off the amps and then back on as you switch it automatically. All takes care of that. So that'll
really
be out
cool.
soon, very
So
soon.
Tell people where they can get this from, Ed.
Right now on our Facebook page, Sparked Innovations is probably the best spot to look out for all our notifications, all our announcements. Like I said, we do have dealers and new dealers coming on, so they'll have inventory. But right now, since it's just about to be released, I'm here in North Carolina, not at home building them. So once I get home, we got to build them, and then we'll start getting them out. We'll make that announcement on Facebook soon.
Cool, Ed. Well, thanks for stopping by and showing us all your cool products and giving us some tips for the Old School SPL Challenge. What I'd like to do now is maybe spend a minute or two and go through some of the questions here that may have popped up on the YouTube channel.
You want to sit there?
So yeah, walk around this side and we'll see. We didn't, as you guys can tell, we tried to plan this out and give you guys a little bit of heads up about what we were going to do. And also, we want to engage you and show you some of the new equipment here. And yeah, so you guys ask questions, we'll try to answer them. Do you have any questions for Ed while he's here? High Five Vega, what's up?
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, there's the camera. Catch it, Ed. See this live thing? Yeah, it's kind of new, but yeah, there we go. Hey, look at that. We rose to the occasion. SPL guys, just saw this happening. Gonna have to start it over. Yeah, sorry about that. The camera's falling. Thank you. You're a little late, but maybe it's because it's like a 10-second delay here. Yep. For SPL burps, you can wire down and draw more current from your amps, temporarily giving potential extra few dBs. Right. I mean, that's the whole idea, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you can use it for a competition use and a daily use as well. You guys have any questions? Oh, greetings from Finland. Thank you for joining us here from Finland. That's awesome. Lowell's at the camera. How much are they? Ed, do you want to talk about product pricing here for these two items?
Yeah, a couple of our dealers are doing a pre-sale on Ohmie in the $160 range, but after the pre-sale, it will go up, but still sub $200. That's for Ohmie. The relay box retails for $70. And then the customizable accessories and different switches will add up to that, but starting at 70, well, 69.
Okay, cool. And you can check that up on the website or the Facebook group.
Both of them, yep. SparkedInnovations.com or Sparked Innovations Facebook.
There you go. Check them out there. See the products. And Ed's kind of giving me a hint of some new things that they're coming out with too. So you guys might want to keep your eyes out because Ed is definitely an entrepreneur and has lots of good ideas in his head. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming up next. What's going on, guys? If you have any questions, post them in the chat room here. We're kind of finished going over everything that we wanted to talk about. We've been going on for about 11 or 12 minutes now. So we just wanted to kind of hang out with you guys for a few minutes. And if you have any questions for us, we'll try to answer them. Can we modify other amps to modify for 1 ohm? I don't know what you're talking about, Fred.
When I was talking about the chip in here.
Oh, okay.
So I can't say for sure. Some amps you can, some amps you can't. Legally, can you in the Old School Challenge? That's a question.
I don't have any way of knowing whether people do it or not, so I'd say yes.
Okay, good. Then I'll keep those secrets to myself then.
Ed says he knows nothing about that, so sorry. Can we get a startup on the Ford? In the future, yeah. We're having some issues right now, but yeah, we'll get to that in the future. Thanks for asking, though. What makes an amplifier half ohm stable? So that's really about the design and rail voltages and all that. That's kind of a generic question.
Right.
But
usually the topology of the amp, you have full bridge, half bridge amps. Class D amps usually just because of the current, the way they handle the heat and everything. And older ones like this were only rated down to 2 ohms. Mm-hmm. So running them at 1 ohm, they could do it. But back then, I remember us being like very shaky about doing that. People are like, I'm running mine at 1 ohm. What? Really? Oh, no. Now, most Class D, if not all mono Class D amps are 1 ohm stable. So we just found out that it was okay to run them that way. And I think it was mostly the current, the traces on the board, and a lot of the circuitry's capability of carrying that heat.
Right. That's a good tip. Plus, it just seems like 1 ohm wasn't that prevalent maybe back when these were popular.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of 4 ohm woofers and
4 ohm. People weren't doing custom coils that were like 0.7 ohms or 1.4 or any of that. It was you buy what you get, whatever's on the market, which were mostly 4 ohm. So this was like one of the first ones to start doing that loading down thing.
Cool. Let's see here. I'm ready to see what Ed and Bruce got up their sleeve. Jason Stokes.
Yeah.
How does he know about that? Oh, I guess he saw some of maybe the Sundown After Dark show and got some tips. That was cool. So Ed, while I'm looking at the questions, tell us a little bit about your trip to Sundown and about how you enjoyed it, or if you did enjoy it. I think you did, but tell me a little bit about it.
It was cool. You may hold this?
Yeah, hold that. I'm gonna go zoom us in a little bit on the camera.
All right. Yeah, no, this trip was almost impromptu. And like, I don't know, when I messaged you before, I said I might come over, we'll see how it goes. And then it was just like a day or two ago, I said, yeah, I'm coming by on Saturday, so let's do it. And it was kind of the same thing with Sundown. We just talked about it like as a possibility and then decided to do it. And it worked out that Bruce had a project where he needed his motors charged, and it just timed out. Everything, all the timing worked out. And I know the Sundown guys. Actually, Brian Chamberlain grew up near me, even though I didn't know him back then. We were close by. So it was a nice visit to talk business behind the scenes and to shoot some video clips. So we did get, I got footage maybe for 2 or 3 videos. And their facility, I got to say, super impressive. Huge, huge. Sundown's humble and small in their business practices, but huge in their presence, physical square area. Seeing thousands of woofer parts laying around because they're a U.S. manufacturer. And then they gave us a tour of the new place, which is even going to be larger. And it's just really, what I was thinking the whole time, and I told this to Jacob, it makes me feel proud that I know them and I knew when they were small, and to see, and as someone starting a business myself, to see someone go from working in their garage up to a massive 175 square foot facility, employing 20 people and more as they grow, and pumping out a quality product year after year. And it just makes me feel good and hopeful that my company could do that someday. And that's kind of the goal, is to employ people and build something and be part of this industry, which I've loved since I was 12 years old,
That's a great point, Ed. I wanted to get to a question real quick that somebody asked about a Taramps HD 8000 on order. Do I need to upgrade my alt, or will stock electronics be okay? Okay, so we're talking an 8,000 watt amplifier. Unless you're running it at 32 ohms, you're definitely going to need upgrade your electronics, electrics there.
Yeah.
I would say
like 800 to 1,000 amps of current capability in that electrical is what you need.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry if I didn't capture Ed, but he said between 800 and 1,000 amps of current, which is correct. And I'm going to actually show something coming up here soon that you guys may be interested in, and it's lithium battery technology and how it's changed and some of the new, Ed's seen them. He's seen them up close with excess power as well. We're excited about that new technology. Let's see, any other questions here? 500 watt on the table, love that amp. Yeah, so these MTX amps are killer amps, the whole line. MTX is one of the companies to me kind of like Rockford, JL Audio. Over the years, yes, they have changed somewhat, but the quality of their products have always been superb. Always been superb. They've always cost more, but
there's a reason, and I think one of the reasons for higher costs, which if anyone was wondering, one of the videos me and Bruce XO are working on is showing the differences between cheap woofers and expensive woofers, but we were thinking also amps in the future doing that. You'd be perfect for it because one of what the reasons why amps like this are more expensive than say the underground stuff is the reproducibility in manufacturing and reliability. They have to cut that failure rate down so much. So the result is you get a solid amp. And I think when this was out, the competitor was the Rockford BD 1000 or BD 1500,
Yep.
also another solid amp. And if you find them, get them, because I mean I might buy them from you because I always wanted to collect them. And usually well taken care of because they're more expensive, as you were saying earlier. So if you do find them in good condition, you know, hang on to them.
Absolutely, guys. Well, we're kind of wrapping up here. It looks like we have about 140 people watching. So thank you guys for tuning in, and make sure you go back if you missed the beginning so you can hear Ed talk about the Old School SPL challenge, and he'll give you some tips and tricks about how you can do better in that challenge. Check the video description for a link to go to the Old School SPL challenge, and also check the video description for a link to go to Spark Innovation so that you can find out more about the products from Ed, and also his YouTube channel, Showtime SPL.
Yeah.
He's got tons of tutorial videos. He's got a really cool video that just got 6 million views.
Oh, that one I'm embarrassed about, but hey, if you enjoy goofy sciencing around with audio, go check it out.
Yeah, I think it's a great video. He, again, humble here, not giving himself credit for all the things he did. But thank you all for tuning in today, and sorry for the camera falling down and for me tripping and all that stuff. Hey, we're just having fun. Thanks, Ed, for stopping by on your way back to Pennsylvania. I greatly appreciate having you here in the labs and dropping me off some of your cool products to show to everybody. And yeah, just everybody stay tuned for future things coming from Williston Audio Labs and Spark Innovations.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
All right, take care, everybody. Have a good day. All right, stop streaming.